Hello, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with the weekly check-in readings. This will be for the signs Taurus, Cancer, and Libra. What was I going to say? I will also be posting or doing a pick a pile reading just in time for the blue moon that we're having today. Or I think it's at its fullness. Starting today. I think it started at like 4:44 a.m. Very on point for that that energy. But anyway, so we're starting with Taurus, and before I get into anything else, I'm also going to mention that the quick check-in readings for all signs, that those will go up later on today. For sure. I know I mentioned that they would a couple of days ago in my other readings, and never got around to doing that, but they will go up this evening. Okay. Before I get into the readings, I'm gonna go ahead and get my disclaimers out of the way. As you're listening, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're returning to the channel, I thank you so much. Hopefully, if you have not subscribed yet, then you go ahead and do so. That way you know when I drop new videos. As you're listening along, make sure you're liking the video, leaving a comment, sharing the video out, and, doing all the things. Subscribe. The decks that I'm using, they will be in the description box below. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, you like the way that I read, you can definitely get that information, or email me rather, because I will not reach out to solicit you for readings. I don't do that. You have to contact me, and I do charge. Okay. Don't get got. You don't have to. Everything that comes out in these readings does not have to be set in stone. If you hear something that you don't like, you don't agree with, you do not have to, take that on. Just take what resonates and leave everything else, by the wayside, as I would like to say, or as I say. Noise should be to a minimum. But if it gets too hot, I may turn my fan on. But, and it may cause a little bit of noise in the background. But other than that, things should be very clear for now. And if I forgot anything, just apply it like you normally would. And we're going to get into it. Now that we are back, or I am back rather, on my regularly scheduled type deal, I will go back to my usual, which is start of the week, midweek, end of the week. Also going to get some channeled messages here for Taurus. Also, I will talk more about the blue moon that we're having in the pick a pile reading. So, if you're looking forward to that, make sure you look out for that pick a pile reading. Okay. Okay. So, Taurus, let's see what's coming out for you. I'm hearing the phrase "get your feet wet." So, some of you going into this week and come off of this weekend, you may be getting into something that you haven't been in before. Meaning, you may be doing something new, changing your routine up. Like doing something new is what I'm getting. Why does this look so? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, you may be getting into something, experience something new that you've never done before. Maybe you're taking a new class. If this is work related, you could be doing like a training for a training to boost your skills, your skill set. And this is like something that you could possibly put on your resume, or, you know, get promoted for. So you want to have that skill set in order to move up. Also seeing some of you, if you don't have your driver's license yet, maybe you are, yeah, I'm seeing like studying. So some of you, yeah, you may be studying for like some kind of certification. Yeah, because I'm also seeing like driving. So yeah, some of you may be doing that. You know, maybe some of you just graduated from high school, and you know, you're preparing, you know, to enter college. So, you know, your parents, maybe they want you to, you know, make sure you have your license and, you know, all those things. You know, typically teenagers, they'll get their license around 16, 17. So, you know, you could already have it, or maybe you're having to go renew or something like that. But I do see, you know, someone who doesn't have their license going to get it. You know, this also could be maybe you're getting ready to get a new car as well. But I see driving, I see study, so that's what makes me think of that. I'm also hearing the word farewell. So yeah, you know, again, you know, this could be like, you know, you're kind of, it's almost like a coming of age type thing. Like, you know, you're getting ready to go forth to do, you know, maybe some of you are actually getting ready to go off to college. You know, you're enjoying the summer, of course, but you're preparing, you know, getting things together for when you start your new semester and you go off, you know, for college, you know, possibly attending college in a different state than where you grew up in. I'm saying that. Yeah, you're growing up, basically, some of you. Let's see. What else do I have? Yeah, farewell, leaving it all behind is something else I'm here. So yeah, some of you, if you're not going off to college or preparing to go off to college, maybe you could just be preparing to leave a place. Whether this be, you know, maybe you were, you know, maybe you're moving somewhere else across country, out of the country. You know, maybe just a few hours away even. But you're moving away. I'm seeing people like moving away from something. And this could literally be just moving away from a certain type of energy that you've been in. So maybe if you were like in a funk, then you're moving out of that. And you're on, it's not like on to greener pastures in a way. Okay, and if we have anything else, Spirit, for Taurus, do that. What do they need to know before we get forward? And I just let out a sigh of relief, or kind of like I did a sigh just now. Sometimes I don't even realize that I'm doing it, but I noticed that time. But some of you could be doing that, because some of you could be kind of like, I'm getting a sense of like kind of being exhausted, or I'm also getting annoyance, but also just kind of like a blase blah attitude in a way, kind of like I'm over this, I'm ready for something new. I just want different. You know, I need a change of scenery. I just need something different. And so that's what I'm picking up on. Like, you all, if you are moving away, or, you know, preparing to go away for college, and, you know, you're ready for that freedom, you're ready for that chance to like explore and try new things and do new things. So yeah, if that's you, then yeah, you know, you're over it. You're ready to experience new stuff. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the cards here. Okay. So you have major arcanas, Taurus, coming out. Interesting. And let me just see something. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. I don't know why I keep sighing. Yeah, like I'm good, but I don't understand why I keep. I feel like that's y'all's energy. It's not really my energy, but I keep doing it. So yeah, you all. Wow. Yeah, you all. Yeah, you really need a change of scenery here. Is what I'm getting, and yeah, I'm seeing that with these cards. So interesting. Okay, so at the start of the week, Taurus, you have the card number 14, balance, and actually before I get started, let's see, balance, the chariot, the lovers, the balance card in original tarot number 14 is temperance, and the chariot, and with temperance, let's see. Okay, so with temperance, this card, this means you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, but when I also see balance, it makes me think of Libra. So I feel you're either dealing with Sagittarius or Libra. With chariot, this could be Cancer. Sorry, y'all. Just make sure. I know I'm right, but you know, sometimes you need to, I like to double check just to make sure, because there's so much with tarot and astrology and all that other stuff. You're dealing with so much information. But anyway, with the chariot, you could be dealing with a Cancer, which, yes, that's true. And with the lovers you have out here, this is number 6. So the numbers that are significant for you are 14, 7, and 6. With a lovers card, this is Gemini. So numbers that are significant for you right off the bat, 14, 7, and 6. Signs, Sagittarius, but I also believe in Libra because balance the scales. You know, deal with that. The chariot, Cancer, the lovers, Gemini. But getting back to balance, with balance, you know, first the card says take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There's no need to rush. And I'm hearing that Mutt song by I think his name is Leon Thomas, but or something like that. But that could be a song that you really like, but you know how the song goes. You know, what's the rush? They say take your time, what's the rush? So that's really standing out to me. You could feel like, again, part of that exasperated kind of underwhelming energy with this current state of things that you're in. Some of you at the start of this week may feel that way, like, you know, you may feel like because you're ready for a change, because you need, you know, more balance in your life, that you're tired of the same old same. I was getting this energy last time, or the earlier this weekend, when I did the weekend check-in readings. I can't remember exactly who which sign it was for, but that energy was there. That energy was coming out. But anyway, yeah. So I feel like there is a need for more balance. I don't necessarily feel like you're too worried about, you know, considering other people's feelings as far as what you're trying to do, unless, you know, your decision to move forward to do something different impacts, you know, others. It could be, you know, maybe it impacts, you know, your entire family, kids if you have them, you know, stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't really get the sense of that. I more so get the sense that you all are seeking balance and you're trying to do it by any means necessary, and you're not too worried about, you know, consequences as far as, you know, anyone else's feelings. You're kind of like, it's kind of like to the point where you're willing to take a leap of faith and, you know, go for it. Especially with the card that came out with this balance card is your commitment is being tested, and this is first quarter moon. Okay, that's really pretty. I love all these cards. Anyway, very fitting, like all the blue. My nails are blue, so I just feel like it all fits. But anyway, so with your commitment being tested, and especially with the lovers out here as well, if you are in a partnership or relationship of some kind, and that is being tested by what you're trying to do next, I feel like this, you know, and this could, you know, be a situation where you're having to factor in or consider other people's feelings, especially if it is a significant other. For the most part, you know, when you're in a relationship, you always want to, you know, be mindful and considerate of the person that you're in the, you know, relationship, partnership with. But at the same time, you have to, how can I put this? You always have to do what's best for you too. Okay. So sometimes that can mean, while you do consider that person's feelings and how they, you know, what they're trying to do, but you're trying to do this over here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can't necessarily live your life for other people. You know, you have to do what's best for you as well as everyone else, because I feel like this, everybody else is going to do what's best for them. But a lot of times some people feel as though you have to be the one that's always accommodating. And that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like we both either are going to be considerate of one another's feelings and, you know, go from there, or, you know, the latter, or we're not going to be. So with your commitment being tested, I feel like this, you know, if it's a thing where, say for instance, you know, because I did get energy surrounding like a person's job, you know, maybe they're moving to take on a new job, just want that, they want a, you know, change of scenery. They could be, you know, it could be a case of being paid more as well. So, you know, whatever the case may be, if it's a thing where you want to move away, you know, whether it be, you know, moving away from family because things are kind of iffy there, or maybe you could be moving back to family, you know, saying back to what you know, grew up with, what you're used to, home, that feeling that you know, you're craving that home, you know, just put it where it applies, because there's so many scenarios, so many things that I'm picking up on, because this is a large collective. You know, each collective is, you know, large. So, so however it fits for you, at the end of the day, you have to consider yourself first. You know, yes, you know, consider everyone else's feelings and things of that nature who are involved, but at the same time, you know, at the end of it, it's you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to do what's best for them. So that's what I think, like at the start of the week, that's kind of where your head is at. It's like, you know, am I doing the best thing for me? And I'll talk a little bit about the blue moon, even though it's going to go, I'll talk about it more in the pick a pile, but excuse me, this pick a pal is all about, I mean, the blue moon is all about reflection, releasing things that no longer serve you, or benefit you rather, or are good for you. You know what I'm saying? You could be deciding if the partnership or relationship that you're in currently is right for you, or, you know, is it cool or good to continue, you know. And sometimes when, you know, when things are stagnant, or, you know, things aren't going as planned, sometimes it's best to rethink things. So that could be a situation for you right now. Okay, so midweek you have the Chariot card, and this is success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. Okay, so with the Chariot card, it always makes me think of travel, traveling. So yeah, you know, I feel like with this Taurus group, I feel as though a lot of you are going off, you're traveling, you're moving, and right now it's just kind of like, yeah, I have to get out of here. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. People are like, I have to get out of here, wherever here is, and go somewhere else. So, you know, you're out of there. You're out of there, you know, and, you know, this could be a time where you're preparing, you're, you know, getting all your resources together. You're getting all of your, you know, dotting your T's, crossing your I's, all that good stuff. You're putting things in place and making sure that, you know, what you want is what you want, basically. And I feel like the word success that is standing out to me, because if, you know, this is a situation where you are moving, you know, moving away, moving forward, I feel as though it's going to be successful. It's going to create that balance that you've been wanting. So, hey, what is the words? I forget what the salute or phrase is, but, you know, go forward, basically. And sorry if you hear my silly little chair. It's one of those wheelie chairs. It likes to move or fall down. Anyway, I have to get a new chair. But anyway, it says, what do you need to release? This is the waning moon. This is what it looks like. Wintertime could be significant. This makes me think of winter. But yeah, wintertime, you know, maybe that could be significant. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you could be, you know, I don't know, maybe some of you are deciding that's when you will move. I mean, a lot of people don't necessarily like to move during the winter time. But that could be significant. It could be a significant time for you. Maybe that's, you know, when you plan to pull the trigger, if you will, and go ahead and make your move. Yeah, that could be for some of you. Like I said, some people, they hate moving in the wintertime because, you know, it's cold. You know, things are going on. There's a lot going on. But I think wintertime is a time where it's a little bit cheaper, I think, to move, depending on where you live. So, again, that could be significant for you, especially with it coming out with the Chariot card. So, yeah. For others, the Chariot card, this could be, because Spotlight is coming out or standing out for me on this Chariot card. So, if some of you kind of have some reservations or shyness when it comes to being in the spotlight, you're being asked to kind of, you know, release that fear. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be heard. Speak your mind, speak your truth, especially during this blue moon. It's all about speaking truth. So, you know, think about what it is that you're afraid to say, and say the thing. no matter how, no matter, how it hurts anyone, whatever the case, and, let me take that back. Not necessarily about it hurting someone, but sometimes people's feelings can be kind of fragile, especially when you are blunt and you're straight to the point. You can do things in a tactful way, but at the same time, some people just need to know where they got you effed up. You see what I'm saying? They need to be told about themselves. So, with that being said, don't be afraid to speak your mind. If they don't like it, they don't like it, and that's it. So, anyway, moving right along. The end of the week, you have the card, the Lovers, and I mentioned before, like, this is something where you have to consider, your partnerships, your relationships, whether they be platonic, romantic, friendly, whatever. I feel it's still good to still do what's in your best interest. You know what I'm saying? At the end, like I said, at the end of the day, you can't do anything for others if you don't do anything for yourself. If you don't first do anything for yourself, you can't be of service to anyone else if you're not of service to yourself. So just trying to put that out there. Okay. So, but with the card, it says true love that is long lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. So, I don't think I showed that's how the card looks. So, and some of you with the Lovers card, whenever I see it out with the Chariot, Balance, any type of feelings where I see about like forward progression, movement. This could be like moving forward with a relationship too. You could be moving forward, actually physically moving forward, like moving to be with a person whom you're in a relationship with. Also, you could be moving away from, like, whatever the case, however it apply it, how it needs to be applied. But, you could be doing a lot of, consideration, kind of like going back and forth, is this right for me? Is this not right for me? What do I do? How do I do this? So on and so forth. So whatever the case is for you, you like, again, you do what's in the best interest for you. Okay. So, and literally the card that came out with the Lovers is a new start is coming, new moon. Okay. And I'm sorry, what do you need to release? That was a waning moon. Okay. But this is a new moon. So with this ending, a new beginning is coming, literally. So yeah, like I mentioned before, I'm going to reiterate, you could be moving forward or you could be desiring a change. This blue moon is asking you to, what it is that you need to release, what it is that you need to speak your truth on. You could need to get serious and clear about what it is that you desire in a relationship specifically, but also just with yourself in general. Do you want to stay in the same place that you've been in since childhood? Or, do you want to put down roots there? Or do you want to move away? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to pursue a different career? These are questions that could be coming up for you, especially with Balance out here. So, yeah. So that, that could be what's going on with you. So the affirmation that you have for this week is, I have self-discipline. Again, that is, I have self-discipline, and yes, it is backwards. So, but yeah, and I think, where is it? I saw self-discipline. I can't even talk. I saw dedication and self-discipline in this Chariot card. So yeah, you're trying, I feel like some of you, you could be very much in your, and you do have 6 out here. So the 6th house, in astrology, that type of energy could be significant. The 6th house is all about like our daily habits, our daily routines, our workflow, our work environments. So again, that could be very significant for you guys. 7 is the relationship house. So, with the Lovers out here, which is so funny that the two are kind of reversed in a way. But anyway, nonetheless, you still have 6 and 7 out here. So yeah. And 14 is a number that balances. So it's, you know, just yeah, it you know, all in all, you're seeking out balance. You're trying to you're trying to figure things out. So all I can say is, you know, definitely keep pushing forward, get clear on your desires, and, you know, remain in your self-discipline. And honestly, to me, Taurus is like a shoe-in, I feel, but they represent self-discipline, in my opinion, similar to Capricorns. And I mean, all earth signs, really, all the earth signs. But yeah, you all have, I feel like you'd have like self-discipline. When you look up self-discipline, you would see the 3 signs, 3 earth signs next to self-discipline, because you're so grounded, you're so down to earth, literally. So you're going to be, naturally, I feel like you all are very dedicated, very self-determined, very disciplined. You're all about your business and getting things done. So yeah, all that to say, this is going to be the end of that, end of your reading. I hope that it resonated. Do all the things, like, share, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye, Taurus.